Boy, I love being a working man.
Yep. So yeah, the one falls down in front of you, forces you to stumble back, and you find yourself in a precarious position. They are almost on top of you, and you see the other two like shunk shunk, and they kind of form. And when they hit the ground first, they're not in like a real shape, and then they kind of like emerge in small type, um, almost like stalagmites, and you see as their hands kind of protrude out, you see a connection growing from palm to palm and like a spear forming. And they kind of, all three of them look at you and once again make that. And yeah, and you hear something, and you hear babbling coming from beyond maybe a bookshelf or a pile, and you hear in common, you know. What do you think you're doing interrupting my work? Kill him! So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna have to defend myself.
All right. Um, Go ahead and roll me a Constitution throw. This is actually a defend action.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Ooh, 11. So you get hold 3. So look at the defend option.
All right, defend. All right.
So you get a. So basically, you're in a nice stance, and you get to do 3 of these actions. So I'll kind of describe what is going on, and then I want you to kind of react with these actions, okay?
Uh-huh.
So I think all 3 goblins get ready to poke at you, and they're not the most coordinated. They're icicle monsters, and I think the one on the far right jumps forward and lunges at you first.
I would probably say, shoot, I don't have a lot I can do here.
Well, you have those 3 acts, so you can redirect an attack.
I would probably redirect the attack towards
right.
the one on the front.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll me a d6. So slash roll d6.
Yep.
So you draw, or do you want to describe what you do with your rapier? Like, what do you? How do you?
When he flash forward me, with my quick dexterous fingers, I go, and I just like immediately parry the attack, and manage to get just far enough to have it strike the first of the 3 ice creatures.
Yep. His spear deflects, like you said, and pierces the shoulder of the middle one, and they're kind of stuck together. The one on the left emerges and strikes out at you.
What I then do is I will I will also redirect that attack to the first one.
So you kind of like do that, parry.
Yeah, I just go.
Go ahead and roll me another d6.
And then I get him stuck together in a ball.
Yeah. Roll me another d6 because you're Jackie Chan now.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Perfect. So the third one pierces actually not only the middle one, but it takes out the head of the first. It goes so it pierces the middle one and kind of skewers its head, and it's not stuck. But the middle one kind of, as soon as its head is shattered, it like crumbles and is just kind of like a baby stalagmite. And the other 2 are kind of now looking at you. And just from beyond the books, you hear it kind of sounds like a weapon, right? Or it sounds like a spell is being cast. And you see a wave of icicles shooting your way.
Okay. Well, at that point in time, man, I wish I could. I don't think I can redirect that attack.
You want to defy? You want to just get out of the way and save your hold?
Yeah. I would say just dodge it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity defy danger roll. All right. How do you avoid the rain of icicles?
Do a barrel roll.
All right. So do you tumble forward or do you tumble in the direction they came from? Like take over the scene. Where are you going?
All right. When I see the icicles flying towards me, I immediately, distinctively roll forwards right before the icicles land in my location and run towards the icicles, as I'm pretty sure the ice creatures are still trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I run towards the direction where the spell was cast me, knowing that there is probably someone over there who's not very well equipped to hand-to-hand combat.
Yes. So you
As my first.
continue.
I probably wouldn't say a roll. I slide towards it because that makes more sense.
Nice.
But
I think while
Go
you're
ahead.
sliding, you step on the table, and then as soon as like your foot steps on the table with all the 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 gathering and stuff, you hear a loud shriek, and emerges a goblin who hops out from a hiding place and starts charging you with a dagger.
Oh, how cute! I mean, at this point in time, he's charging. I might now. That's actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I might try to use my charm and social grace
All right.
on him.
So you strike a
So
pose.
I stop. I'm like, yeah, I strike a pose.
All right. You're gonna try to charm him.
I'm gonna try to charm him to at least have him stop charging and screaming, just to at least make him stop and ponder what's going on, so I can at least try to talk to him.
Go ahead and roll me a defy danger with charisma. All right.
Didn't work, did it?
No, you still hit. A 7 to 9 is still a hit. So what do you do? And I'll tell you the consequences.
I just go, whoa, hold it there, hold it.
You are stepping on my work, you filthy creature!
I did not realize that was actually your work. I kind of being attacked here and forced to defend myself. I didn't realize this was work. This is the table that has all the scribblings on it, right?
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm not very familiar with this type of work.
He looks around and he stopped. You've halted him, but he just kind of like readies his dagger and he just looks so pissed. He's like, If you swear your loyalty to Ortek right now, I'll spare your life.
Do I know who Ortic is?
Do you know who Lord? Go ahead and roll me a lore, spout lore.
Spout lore.
Yeah. So a hint.
Okay. So I just got to roll an int. Okay.
So I'm going to tell you something that's interesting, and it's up to you to make
Okay.
it useful. Ortek was a goblin priest who was rumored to have disappeared a long, long time ago. About the time that people stopped visiting this temple.
Mm-hmm.
He was a scholar at one point and pretty well known back in the town, and then he vanished. Right. No other things, but he was a well-known magician, wizard of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
He understood the intricacies of the water elements and ice elements, and he was able to kind of craft that. And he would do, tricks for the kids or defend the town against dire cold. And
So he was a very nice guy.
at one point, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. My response, I started going, he disappeared years ago. Am I correct?
He's here, and he points to himself. And he seems kind of sad about this, right? He's somewhere here, and he points to his head. I don't know if I've lost him or not. And not your normal goblin, right? He's very well-spoken, and you see him kind of starting to lose. He survived here with other things. Bad things. But I don't trust you yet. and then he kind of snaps and his dagger's raised, and you see kind of blue elements kind of gathering on his fingertips as he eyes you, and he is stern. And
I then go ahead and I just pull out my because I'm pretty sure I have my rapier. I'm like, do you know what this is in my hand?
I don't.
Do you know of the sword of the rapier called the Shining Stinger of old?
I've heard stories.
If you know of the stories, you know of the fact that it is one that only lets people who shoot. My words are tumbling all over myself.
You're fine. You're fine.
If you're well aware of it, if you're well aware of the story, you know that it's not common for swords to glow blue, and the only people who are able to hold the swords are those who have great intentions and those who look to do good. Now, if this were to be true, how would I be holding the sword with my own hand here?
He kind of scratches his head. You hear the goblin sickles kind of like creeping up on you, and he puts his hand up and waves them, and they freeze immediately.
Plus, the sword talks to me too.
I bet it does.
Yeah,
but I can't be sure that that's the right sword. And even so, what is your intent with it? Do you intend to take Ortek from this world before his work can be finished?
And I'll be straight up honest with you. What's your name, sir?
Tark.
Ortark. My name is Mac Jugger.
That's a
name.
That's a weird name. You humans sometimes have the strangest names.
My father was a very interesting man.
Mm-hmm.
He also lived to be a lot older than most human beings I know of. Some people say he had rigor mortis before he even died.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a very popular bard in his day.
Okay.
But Ortark, I'll be honest, I actually just came across this sword not very long ago when I was escaping an ice angel.
You say those words, his eyes light up. What do you mean, an ice angel?
So long story short, my friend, I was actually here to help find a man who committed a crime in a town, and unfortunately the villagers in all their ineffable wisdom managed to break free an ice angel out of a rock. And most of them are not really much alive anymore, and I ended up having to run the opposite direction because ice angel, and I fell down the hole. I found this sword. I was deemed worthy by it, and that's how I found myself here. And I was kind of sickened by the books all over the place, but now, to be honest, there's an ice angel out and about, and that's what I was initially running from until I found this room, and I am now aware of where I am, Temple of the Hoar Ice, and yeah, this is where we are now.
I've lived many years here, and the ice angel slept. I've never woken it up, for fear it would end my work. He's very solemn now. And you see him kind of like lower his dagger, and he kind of looks to the ground, and he kind of turns away. Almost like he was broken. It's very dangerous, and I don't think we can take it.
It's very big. I will do what I can to help you out, my friend, but I need to understand what you were doing here, because I may be able to help, and to help at least get somewhere a little closer where you're trying to get to.
I was trying to unlock the magics of the Cold Woman.
Her.
She...
The one in the caverns. The picture of the lady. I know her name.
Her command of the elements. Erlis, the Cold Woman. Her command of the elements is something that I admired, and if I could only master them myself, I could protect the town. I don't even know if the town remembers me. But
Well,
I don't know how to make your ice angel sleep, and it guards the way out.
well, it does. The Ice Angel also did not see me when I ran. It was kind of going against. It was kind of going after the group of people. So it might not be aware that we're in here.
That may be true, but it doesn't sleep until we make it. And you see his kind of scratch his head.
What makes an Ice Angel sleep?
I remember reading something at one point, but I don't know where it's at.
Wait a minute. Is this something that I might be able to know myself, because I know grand histories of the known world. Maybe I know of a lore.
Oh, maybe
Myself.
a fable of the ancient. Yeah. So how does that move work?
I think about it. Is this something I have to roll, or something I just make myself?
Hmm. So, I think the Ice Angel, we'll just say it is covered by your bardic lore. I think at one point, angels were more prevalent, right? They were kind of
Yeah.
whatever their domain was, they kind of enforced it. This one was of despair, woe, sorrow, and obviously the cold. So it would go through and distribute those human. Actually, I won't say human. Those mortal emotions, right, to the world. Not even necessarily killing people, but just like, what are those things called in Harry Potter?
Oh, Dementors.
Yeah, kind of like a Dementor, but it doesn't like suck the happiness. It kind of imposes like an aura of woe about it, right?
Okay.
So
I think there is a song that can help put it back to sleep. The Angel of Cold, the Angel of Ice.
So yeah, what in the tale or the song? What was used to keep the angels of woe at bay? What do you remember?
So long ago. I'm gonna have to think really hard on this one, because this I was told this as a child by my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna just give me a moment here while I think about it. It was definitely a song that felt warm, and it was a song that he actually even used to sing to me to help me fall asleep, even as a child. It was a very calm, soothing tone. It was talking about how the warmth of one's heart can help comfort, it's like the warmth of one's heart that can do something that helps everyone around them. It's, the feeling where just one person can be, it takes one person's just kind action to make everyone else happier, better, change everything for them. The one act. What is that word?
Sacrifice? Selfish?
No,
Selfless?
I would probably kindness.
Kindness?
Kindness.
Ortak kind of goes kindness.
Kindness. The act of kindness that can make one person change their day.
So how do we get an act of kindness? Do we bottle it up? Do we unleash it?
There's a man who we chase into here.
A man.
Maybe there's a man who we chase in here. His name is, my paperwork's all over the place. Oh, here it is. Uh-oh. And hang on, let's see, worker call me. Darn it.
All right.
I gotta pause it real quick.
Good place to pause, yeah.
Okay.